Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for being here. Welcome to the 2023 Civic Reception Celebration. My name is Jake Deere. Before we begin, I do want to acknowledge that we are gathered on the treaty land and traditional territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit. We recognize the importance of acknowledging this land and the Indigenous families that took care of it for thousands of years before anybody stepped foot here. We pay respect to the elders and all Anishinaabe, as well as First Nations, Métis, and Inuit past, present, and future. Chief and Wedge, thank you. I would like to invite Paul Fletcher to join us and actually to lead us in the singing of the national anthem. Please sing along.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
My God, that guy was enlisted. You never change, you look wonderful as always, Paul. Thank you very much for always doing this. Our past president of the Mississauga Real Estate Board, Paul Fletcher. Thank you so much. And thank you, of course, to the Honor Guard and Pipers as well. Thank you so much.
Honor Guard, Piper, quick, march!
I'd like to thank the Mississauga Real Estate Board for hosting the Civic Reception for over 30 years, 30 incredible years, making this event possible. And I'd like to acknowledge the Board of Directors, President Michael Kennelly, President-elect Rita Sidorian, immediate past President Nelson Goulart. You're welcome to stand if you like and just, do a wave. Vice President Asha Singh, Directors Manuel Choi, Helen Golyak, Ahmed Helmi, Sandra Longdon, Susan McKiff, and Gurinder Sadhu. Yes. Thank you to our incredible event sponsors, Paul Heiner from Insurance Land. Where's Paul? Paul's not here. He gave the money, but he said, I can't stay. But Paul is an awesome guy, so if you need insurance, he's the guy to go to. Paul Hainer, Insurance Land, and also a special thanks to Helen Golyak as well for being one of our event sponsors. I'd like to acknowledge the members of the Civic Reception Committee. The Chair, Helen Golyak, Co-Chair Ahmed Helmi, Gurinder Sandhu, Maureen Ellis, Diane Kalanchuk, and Slavika Bisilis for arranging the reception and the selection committee. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. And there comes a time when a person says, I've done it in my career, I'm good, I don't need to do anything more, I volunteer and all this stuff. But these folks just continue to volunteer and give back to the community. There's no hidden agenda, there's nothing else but selfless service, right? Service above self, taking a line from Rotary. I think that's incredible, and God bless them. And I love coming to this event, by the way. I got to tell you, I look around, I see so many old friends. I can't say old, maybe a little, well, such great friends. It's always good to see such great friends every time I come here. It's so nice. Speaks to what you have helped build, right? This incredible city. All right. We got to thank Ida Puzzo. Ida, I don't know where she's gone, but Ida was incredible for entertaining us with a musical interlude. Ida, are you here somewhere? No? Okay, but Ida, listen, thank you very much. I especially like The Godfather. Wasn't that awesome? I was calling my son, because we're Godfather fans, right? It was amazing. All right. I'd like to thank and I think the mayor might do this, but I'll do this. Oh no, I'm going to invite you to come up, and in case you do it, we don't have duplicate efforts. Whether she's the mayor or whether she's anything else, whatever she decides to do, she always is incredible and always here all the time for us. So thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the mayor of our great city, Mayor Bonnie Crombie.
Thank you, Jake, and how wonderful to see everyone. I'm sorry if I kept you all waiting a little bit. We have big city mayors meeting with the Prime Minister in the city of Toronto, so of course I had to stay and got here as soon as I could. I was rushing, but we all know the traffic that exists in Toronto. No, not here, right? So, hello, and isn't this glorious to be here all together again? Isn't it wonderful post-COVID? We had to put these off for a few years. I'm really honored to be here to recognize some really incredible people, and I must say they're some of my good friends as well. And they are our city's most outstanding residents, and I'm so pleased. Also want to express my appreciation to President Michael Kennelly and the Mississauga Real Estate Board of Directors for organizing this exceptional event. I have to say, I think this is one of the better attended ones ever. So I'm very, very pleased. Yes, I'd like to also acknowledge some of the city councillors, members of my team that are here with us today, if I may. I have Councillor Alvin Tejo from Ward 2 down the South Clarkson area. There's Alvin back here. Thank you, Alvin. I have also Councillor Martin Reed from Ward 9, also one of our new councillors. Actually, they're all three new councillors. I'm pretty pleased about that. And last but not least, our new councillor from Streetsville, Councillor Brad Butts with us. And on behalf of Ward 6 Councillor Joe Hornick, we have from his office Alan Can, who is here representing Joe Hornick. Thank you, Alan. He's out in the city somewhere. Yes, he is. Busy. Along with us, I think our city manager, Sherry Lichterman, is here. I'm looking for a seat. There she is. Our brand new city manager, everyone. So congratulations to her on her appointment. It's quite news for us still. Also, from the city of St. Catharines, do I see Matt Harris in the crowd? There he is. Matt, we just saw each other 2 nights ago. And Matt, of course, also sits on the Electra board with me because we happen to be honoring somebody very special from the Electra board. So also like to take a moment to welcome our esteemed attendees. We have with us Deputy Chief Samuel Williams, representing Fire Chief Darren Rizzi. No. There we go. The Mississauga Real Estate Board of Directors. You can give a stand. Come on, give a wave. There we go. Come on, let's be recognized. You did a great job. This is an outstanding event. And one of my favorites, Deputy Police Chief Nick Milinovich. There he is. And of course, along with the President and the President-elect of the Realtors Association of Hamilton, Burlington, Nicholas Von Bretto, and Julie Sergey. Thank you. So this afternoon, we're going to recognize the remarkable achievements of the esteemed recipients of the Ronald E. Sanderson Community Service Award, the Police Merit Award, and the Firefighter of the Year Award, along with the Gordon S. Shipp Memorial Award for Citizen of the Year, which will be awarded to a dear friend of mine and a dear friend of many of you, our friend, Norman Loberg. I have so much love, admiration, respect for this man, you have no idea. He's a joy, and we serve together. I serve him, actually. He's the chair of our electoral board. Norman's commitment to our city is truly remarkable. He's had an impressive professional career, matched by a lengthy history of civic volunteerism. Norm has demonstrated exceptional dedication to our community as the chair of the electoral board, where he is the champion of sustainability, diversity, and community well-being. And he's an invaluable strategic leadership he has offered in other various roles, including to the GTA board, where he was on the airport board as well. And he was also a director and a chair of Credit Valley Hospital, to name just a few. Norm is currently director of the Hazel McCallion Foundation for Arts and Culture, and also is chair of Mississauga's Legend Row. And if you haven't had a chance to visit Legends Row, it's just out here in front of the garden, and I welcome you to do so. His name is synonymous with vision, innovation, and unwavering commitment to our city's growth and prosperity. Norm's tireless efforts and entrepreneurial spirit have not only elevated local businesses, but have also transformed the lives of countless individuals within our community. He has shown us that true success lies not only in the financial achievements, but also in making a positive difference in the lives of others. Norm, I am truly grateful for all that you do to make Mississauga a better place to live, to work, to study, to play, to invest, etc. Thank you for everything you have done for our city. I also want to extend my congratulations to the other award recipients. Each one of you have left an indelible mark on our community through your selfless service and outstanding achievements and unwavering dedication. If I could just single two of them out, the two of the Ronald Sanderson Community Service Award. Tahir Qureshi and I have a very long history as well. We've been engaged in many community events together, and he has been a force behind the Eden Food for Change food bank. Where's Tahir? He's broken his arm. There he is, wearing his signature hat. My dear friend, congratulations. You are very worthy of this recognition, and I thank you. And Dana Harashtak, you really touched our hearts, what you have, the selfless service that you have done, taking yourself all the way across the border to a war zone. She was touched by the orphans at risk in the Ukraine, single-handedly raised $30,000 and went there herself to care for orphans. We thank you for everything you have done. Please stand up. Your contributions both have enriched the lives of countless individuals and have helped shape Mississauga into the vibrant and inclusive city that we are today. So tonight's gatherings marks a momentous occasion for Mississauga as we continue a tradition that dates back to 1986. And you only have to go up to the second floor and walk the gallery and see the photographs of the portraits of the previous Citizens of the Year and Ronald Sanderson Award winners, and you can see them for yourself. It gives us great pride, especially for the councillors and myself, as we enter the council chambers. We can see them each and every day and be reminded of the contributions that they all made to our great city over the years. So over 3 decades, this civic event has been a platform to celebrate and honor the most very special people in our community, that stand above and give back in a way we wish we all could, each and every year. Their stories inspire us, their contributions empower us, and their commitment motivates us to build an even stronger and more inclusive city. So once again, I congratulate all the award recipients and express my heartfelt appreciation to each and every one of you for your exceptional service to Mississauga. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. thank you for helping me acknowledge a lot of the folks that are here. Just a few more. We do have Platoon Chief Steve Kraft here. Thank you. And then we have I'll say Platoon Chiefs because there's a bunch of them. The Steve Kraft, Ryan Baird, Luigi DeVolil, and Craig Dockeray. And we also have Division Chief Capital Assets, David Tran, and then Division Chief Fire Prevention and Risk Reduction, Scott Delzil. And then I know the Mayor asked the past presidents to stand, but I will acknowledge them by name. John Kassan is here. John, there you are. John, good to see you. Paul Fletcher, that lovely voice. Diane Kalinchuk, the epitome of volunteerism. Tom Labor, Judy Lloyd, my dear friend. Fauzi Matar, Asha Singh, Helen Golyak. Asha Singh had such a good time, she decided to do it again. Asha Singh again. Mike Orsini and Nelson Goulart. Thank you very much to each and every one of you. All right. I think it's time for the first getting started with the Ronald E. Sanderson Community Awards. And just want to acknowledge our past recipients that are here. We have Diane Kalinchuk, John Kassan, Bill Croft, and yeah, those are the three that I have on the list. Make some noise for them, sure, yes. All right, so folks, the way we're going to do this is we'll start with the Sanderson Award, and then we will have we'll have the Mississauga Real Estate Board photographer, the official photographer, take the pictures, you know, the formalities, the mayor's going to be here and all that stuff. And then the family, the real pictures, all right? The real pictures, the ones that are going to be like this on social media everywhere. That's when the family can come in and go nuts, you know, pose, do whatever you need to do. That's when the fun pictures will take place. But let the formal ones get done, that'd be great. All right, I'd like to introduce Mr. Michael Kennelly to please come up, the President of the Mississauga Real Estate Board, to present the 2023 Ronald E. Sanderson Community Service Award.
Thank you, Jake. What a wonderful day so far. I wanted to personally thank Diane Kalinchuk. Where is she? Because she's made us all look really nice with these corsages. Where's Diane? Thank you, Diane. As was mentioned, I'm the, can you hear me well? Yes. Put it up there, thank you. I am Mike Kennelly, the 2023 President of the Mississauga Real Estate Board, and it's my distinct honor to be here today to present the Ronald D. Sanderson Award to two recipients, the first time in our board's history where we've awarded two, because there's just been so much impact these two individuals have made to Mississauga, to Ontario, and to our country, quite frankly. The little background on the Ronald E. Sanderson Community Award. It was inaugurated in 1986 to pay tribute to Ronald E. Sanderson, who was a past president of the Mississauga Real Estate Board, of the Ontario Real Estate Board, and the Canadian Real Estate Association. He devoted his life to giving back to the community while still actively pursuing a profession in real estate. Volunteers give their time and expertise without expecting anything in return. These are the real unseen and unsung superheroes within our neighborhoods. They are prepared to speak up in favor of the causes they support to advance our community's welfare. So, the recipient of this award must have demonstrated over a significant period dedication to the real estate industry, combined with a strong sense of civic duty towards our beloved community. Seeing a need for something and going above and beyond to provide that need for people, whether it be local or global, is not just commendable, but incredibly admirable. This year, we have recognized two such individuals. Please join me in honoring them for serving as a reminder of the valuable and simple kindness of generosity. Our first winner has been a real estate professional since 1995 and now has become a specialist in her field. And last summer, she saw the need to assist the orphans in Ukraine's war-torn community. She established the contacts required and determined what the Ukrainian orphans needed. She managed to raise $30,000 on her own, purchased 100 pairs of shoes, packed her things, and traveled to Poland, where she arranged to cross into the Ukraine. Once there, she toured orphanages, improved the electrical and installed boilers to heat the buildings, and she gave the children anything they needed in the way of food and clothing. She made sure the buildings would stay warm and the food supply would remain steady before she left. She presently intends to go back to the Ukraine in the upcoming months to carry on with her humanitarian work and make sure that all the donations are getting to the people who need them most. I can only assume as the amount of courage required to make such a brave decision, because it's not an easy task to get over the fear of traveling somewhere unsafe. So ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge our first award winner, Diana Korosek.
Very short speech. First of all, I would like to thank the management of RE/MAX Roti Specialists, Sylvia Perdue, Paul Fletcher, and Greg Gilmore for nominating me for this award. I'm truly touched and honored. I would like to accept this award on behalf of all the people that are helping me help the Ukrainian kids, Ukrainian orphans affected by this senseless war. I would like to thank them for their financial support as well as the encouragement, and I would like to thank the newly made friends in Ukraine that are helping me with the logistics and with the purchases. They're doing the legwork for me. The children are already disadvantaged. They do not have the support of their parents to help them psychologically, to help them, to give them some kind of support and safety. They rely on their own and their other friends in the orphanage. These children, most of them are orphans, and then there are those children who are taken by the state from their abusive families. Many of these parents lose their parental rights and the children become orphans, and they live in orphanages till the age of 18. And then there are those children who have special needs and are disabled, and they were given up by their parents to the state because the parents are unable to care for them or they're simply too poor. And now because of this brutal Russian aggression, these kids were uprooted from the only surroundings they had known, from the orphanages where they grew up from their early childhood or even infancy. These kids they were taken to the safer parts of Ukraine, Western Ukraine, away from the front lines and away from the occupied Russian territories. Sadly, thousands of children were unable to be removed at a time before the occupation took place. These kids, orphans, they were abducted, they were taken to Russia. Right now, they're used for the Russian propaganda, domestic Russian propaganda. They're being re-educated and assimilated. Many of these children will never come back. And the fate of these children is unknown. I'll be traveling to Ukraine again this summer to see some of the children I met last summer, and I'm sure I'm going to meet more orphans created by this senseless war. Thank you again. I would like to say glory to Ukraine, glory to the heroes fighting for the freedom, our freedom and the kids' freedom. Glory to Canada for standing up to Russia and Russian aggression and supporting Ukraine and the Ukrainian people. Thank you again.
So this doesn't come in the way. Yeah. My goodness, it's tough to follow that act. Well done, Dana. You're a testament to what we can accomplish as Canadians, so my heartfelt congratulations to you on what you've accomplished. Our second winner has been a member of the Mississauga Real Estate Board since 2007 and recently completed his 2-year term on the Board of Directors in 2022. He's volunteered his time to serve on committees as well as serving as Chair of Education just last year. He is the broker of record at City Pro Realty. These are about a few of the numerous accomplishments. He has remained dedicated to enhancing the lives of Mississauga residents despite his busy schedule, and it would not be an exaggeration to state that he's given his heart and soul to our neighborhoods. From 2008 to 2013, he served as the Meadowvale Islamic Center's president, trustee, and chair of the Strategic Planning Committee, offering community leadership and mobilization efforts to turn around an organization that was on the edge of bankruptcy and restored its charitable status with CRA and donors. In 2008, he also held various positions of Vice President of Shalimar International Housing, which provided low-income residents with subsidized housing. And he was also Vice President of Shalimar Islamic Center, which offered religious instruction, a house of worship, and community services to the Arundel community. He held positions of trustee and chair of the Public Committee from 2015 to 2021, where he used drawings, contract tenders, contract negotiations, and project management to bring ideas to life. He has received multiple commendations from the City and the House of Commons for his ongoing work with the Voice of Canadian Citizens, where he has organized food and toy drives for Christmas and encourages civic engagement and leadership within the Mississauga community. To feed hungry families in Mississauga, he most recently started a fundraising effort to gather $5,000 for the Eden Community Food Bank. He is still working to accomplish the target and has raised almost $2,500 to date. All the while, he remains a devoted husband and loving father to his children. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tahir I. Qureshi to the stage.
Thank you very much and welcome to this reception. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Mississauga Real Estate Board and also Award Committee for bestowing this honor to me and Dana. Congratulations, Dana. Also, I want to congratulate all the nominees for this year who were not able to make it this year, but they're also our heroes. Volunteering is a noble cause. It requires dedication, commitment, passion, and also commitment to contribute and personal sacrifices. I dedicate this award to my wife, Priya Qureshi. Without her support, I wouldn't be standing here today. She has a chemotherapy yesterday, and so she won't be able to come today. So I just wanted to say thank you for her support. Volunteering is a noble cause. It has two benefits. One, that you are able to share your blessing with the less fortunate, need help, our fellow citizens. Second, your community needs help because they need your support and contribution. Your profession, a professional organization like Mississauga Real Estate Board need your help because they need your expertise. You are making a difference in people's life, and in return, you feel gratitude for giving back to society. Second benefit is that you have the opportunity to meet the bright, brave, beautiful, and brilliant personalities in our community. Humanitarian, community, and industry professional, with their vision, passion, they have shaped our society and our country, Canada, that we are celebrating today in this grand hall under the blue sky. To continue their legacy, to have a better, loving and caring society and future for our Canadian new generation, we are to volunteer. In short, it's giver's gain. The more you give, the more you gain. If you want to make a difference in people's life and your life, volunteer. Thank you for the honor.
Madam Mayor?
Just 1 second.
No, don't leave yet. We need to take a picture. One more picture of the mayor. Yes. Take one more picture. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. Whoa. Dana and Tahir, congratulations. All right, now I'd like to, this is loud all of a sudden. Now I'd like to invite somebody I'm a big fan of, our Deputy Police Chief. Would you please welcome Mr. Nick Mlinich to present the Police Merit Awards.
Good to see you. Good afternoon. I'm going to be a little bit unorthodox here. Before I start, and I feel like this is probably the place to do it. In a room full of 150 people, share a bit of a personal story. So, the reality is everybody here is gathered because of their sense of civic responsibility and the willingness to recognize it. And that's something that I think all the award recipients probably carry throughout them. And I had that too as a young person when I was trying to decide what I wanted to do. As you heard, I'm Deputy Chief in charge of Investigative Emergency Services in Peel. And I said to my parents, I have a commitment to community safety. I want to help. What do you think I should do? And they said to me, well, maybe you should be a firefighter. And I thought, well, that's interesting. Noble profession, emergency services. I would just like to point out before I get into the Police Merit Awards that apparently my parents weren't the only one that thought I should be a firefighter, because here's my place card. And it actually says Deputy Chief, Fire Chief. So I couldn't let that go. But again, I'm just kidding around. And the reality is, it really doesn't matter what's on the bottom of your business card. What you have heard and what you will hear are some incredible examples of people's civic responsibility and willingness to do what they can in order to protect community safety. So I really don't care what's on anyone's business card. It is my incredible pleasure to share some details of our officers and the work that they've done in order to be acknowledged for the Police Merit Award. On Tuesday, February 7th, 2023, at 16:41 hours, we received a call regarding a male party at the Heart Lake Conservation Area. This party was in distress and was reported to have been in a position where they wanted to kill themselves. That's not in my speaking notes, but I'm going to share that with you because I think it's important for you to understand the context. And this is a regular call that occurs daily in our communities. Uniform officers responded to the area, found bloodstains in the snow and pieces of paper, which were a last will and testament. A preliminary search of the area failed to locate the male. Concerned for his well-being, additional resources were requested. Aerial support unit officers responded to the request and commenced an extensive 3-hour aerial search of the 417-acre conservation area. Investigative officers from the local division also conducted an extensive background search into the victim, and they learned that he had left the area and was dropped off at Professor's Lake. Search assets were redeployed to Professor's Lake area. Again, aerial support unit officers deployed a drone equipped with a thermal camera. Relying on their expertise, they examined the thermal images and quickly eliminated all of the heat anomalies, except for one that they could not confidently eliminate from the air as not being human. Assistance was requested from uniformed patrol officers to investigate the anomaly. Aerial support unit officers directed the officers into a wooded area and guided them into a brush pile that was concealing the source of the heat. The officers located the male, who was unconscious, bleeding from self-inflicted wounds, and would have died. They worked quickly to extricate the male from the brush and began administering life-saving first EMS until EMS arrived. This is where the partnership and the brotherhood comes in. A short time later, they transported the male to BCH, where he was treated and ultimately survived. Based on the male's injuries and the cold weather conditions, the reality is this male wouldn't have survived and would have succumbed not only to those injuries, but also the mental health crisis that he was experiencing. These officers are to be commended for their combined efforts, which both saved this male's life and gave him an opportunity to find help. And I started this by talking about how important the relationship is between emergency services, community, and civic responsibility. This is an incredible demonstration of that. We have people in our community that are entirely committed to that, and I am so proud to be here to be presenting this award. The following officers, some of which unfortunately were not able to attend, should be commended for their work. Constable John Cook, Sergeant Steve Clark, Constable McManus, Constable Kostash, Acting Sergeant Sean Artkin, Constable Douglas, and Detective Constable Robertson. Thank you for your work.
Chief, Nick. Madam Mayor. Sir. Thanks very much. Congratulations on your promotion, by the way. Well, So we did police, and thank you very much for recognizing these wonderful recipients. Now I'd like to invite Deputy Fire Chief Samuel Williams for the Firefighter of the Year Award.
It's never too late to chase your dreams. We are actively recruiting. PC Davoli probably has an application you can fill out. Thank you for the introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. Madam Mayor, members of council, City Manager Lichterman, PCs, division chiefs. Unfortunately, Chief Ritzy sends her regrets. She was not able to be here to honor these firefighters today. But she has, I believe, reached out to each and every one of you individually. So on behalf of the entire Mississauga Fire and Emergency team, I'm honored and delighted to be here today to recognize the dedication and exemplary service of these firefighters. One of them is a Williams, no relation, just a happy accident. Definitely significantly taller than me. Thought we might have been cousins, definitely not. If you give a microphone to a fire prevention person, we're going to talk about smoke alarms, so just excuse this for a second. I have to take this opportunity to remind everyone that only working smoke alarms save lives, and that as real estate professionals in the audience, you possess a unique opportunity to assist us with sharing that important message with residents of Mississauga. That being said, shift training instructors play an important role in the fire service. They use their valuable expertise and knowledge to take on leadership roles in our organization and assist in program development and the delivery of this information to nearly 800 members of MFES. Because of the work of Captain Tasarski, Captain Flavel, Captain Varanek, Captain Williams, and Acting Captain Robichaud, our department is stronger. Their passion and work ethic are essential qualities that have built the reputation of MFES and the City of Mississauga and continue to make MFES leaders in the fire service. I'd also like to take this opportunity to recognize those who support our firefighters. As the family members, colleagues, and friends of these dedicated firefighters, you too play a valuable role in all of our success. I ask that you please join me in recognizing this year's recipients of Firefighter of the Year. Captain Mike Tasarski, who is unable to join us today, Captain Steve Flavel, Captain Rick Varanek, Captain Greg Williams, and Acting Captain John Robichaud. Thank you.
Greg Williams is in the back.
Let's get up here, guys, right in the front.
There's one more back there. Yes, we do.
Mr. Robichaud.
Thank you very much.
Just, yeah, right up there, right in the front. Right in the front. Thank you and congratulations. If I can, at this point, invite Michael Kennelly to come up here, and as well as Deputy Fire Chief Williams and Police Deputy Chief Nick Milinovich for a special check presentation.
Thank you, Jake. Well, I will say before we do this that you guys have the calendar beat. So if we were to put a Mississauga Real Estate Board calendar together, you guys would outsell us for sure. So well done, guys. Where's our big check? There they are here. So we'd like to, for the Peel Regional Police, present you with a check for $1,000 to the charity of your choice.
Thank you so
And not to be outdone, to the Mississauga Fire Department, a check for $1,000 as well. However, seeing as you've been converted, it might be to the fire. Thanks, guys.
We have the real checks. You don't take the big ones today. It is time now for the Gordon H. Ship Citizen of the Year Award. I want to recognize or acknowledge those that are here, past recipients, Citizens of the Year. I saw Jim Murray here. Jim's here. Jim, stand up. Yeah, great. Good to see you, sir. Dear friend Ron Duquette. There's Ron right there, the man who had the vision of Legends Row. Diane Kalinchuk, Luz Del Rosario, there's Luz, Lyndon King, Elaine Irwin for Mr. Andrew Irwin. Oh, there's Elaine. Dan Meadowcroft. Maureen Ellis. And I also want to acknowledge, in 1992, we acknowledged the one and only Dr. Iggy Knaff, and of course he's not here. We miss him dearly, but I know Didi Knaff is here. Didi, it's good to have you here. Okay, if I can please invite, well, I guess I should also say that Norm Loberg is our 2023 Citizen of the Year, but we'll talk about him in a few seconds. This one, I would like to invite Michael Kennelly, the President of the Mississauga Real Estate Board, to present the Gordon S. Ship Memorial Award for 2023.
The sign says it all, the nice, beautiful picture. I love it. I got to meet Norman last week for the first time, and it was a pleasure having a conversation with you and sharing a little bit about yourself, so I appreciate that. The Gordon Ship Memorial Award for Citizen of the Year is given to deserving individuals of the community who have dedicated their time, efforts, and talents to improving the quality of life for Mississauga residents while using their enthusiasm to promote goodwill throughout the community. With a compassionate and upbeat attitude, this person exhibits exceptional leadership and makes a great contribution to community service. This year's winner embodies community spirit and has contributed to making Mississauga the incredible city that it is today. He started his path as the president of the Clarkson Kiwanis Club and as a senior executive of Consumer Gas, which later he helped rebrand to Enbridge. Further, he became a member of the Community Care Access Centre Board and merged their mission into other service sectors to create the community's comprehensive roster of health support. He also became a member of the board of the Canadian National Institute for the Blind and contributed to development of support groups for people who experience ongoing vision problems. He also became a member of the advisory board of Seneca College and the Capital Campaign Cabinet of Sheridan College, where fundraising was essential to help the college grow and satisfy the demand of the expanding population in Mississauga and Peel region. All this before he retired. After retirement, he was invited to join the Mississauga Credit Valley Hospital Board of Governors and eventually progressed to become the board chair, where he oversaw Credit Valley's rebranding and the creation of their contemporary logo. He later joined the foundation board to contribute to the ongoing community funding that is necessary for hospitals in Ontario to be successful. Our beloved former mayor, Hazel McCallion, noticed his community involvement and persuaded him to join the board of EnerSource, Mississauga's hydro utility firm. Through his perseverance and leadership, he rose to the position of chair of the board of EnerSource, now known as Electra, the largest utility company in Ontario. Some other positions he has held over the years include the inaugural chair of the Legend Row Board which recognize city builders and contributors. Board member of the Hazel McCallion Foundation for Arts, Culture, and Heritage, and eventual chair of the Grants Application Committee. Chair of the Board of Tourism for Toronto, which benefits all GTA municipalities, and member of the board of the Greater Toronto Airport Authority, which runs and oversees Pearson International Airport. Even now, he continues to devote his time and talents to enhancing Mississauga. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the stage Norm Loberg as this year's recipient of Citizen of the Year Award.
Alvin.
And Matt, do you want to come in too? Matt, come on in. Matt, Harris is here. I see the word suit. Alvin, and we'll give you one too. How's that? Oh!
Carol.
Carol, please. Come on here, Carol. This is amazing. Look at you. I love the dress.
Wow.
You and me.
Summer's here. How are you?
It's gorgeous. There we go.
I did. Thank you. Yeah, they're here.
It's still there. Well, I'm in very, very good company today. One thing that Jake didn't mention is he's a former award winner of the Heraldship Award. Jake and I have shared a number of platforms together. It's always a pleasure, Jake, to be with you. Thanks to you, Mike. I'm really, truly proud and humbled to receive this award. Right off the top, though, I want to thank Jim Murray for nominating me for this award. I wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't for Jim's efforts and tenacity, who submitted a beautifully written letter of nomination. So, Jim, thank you, and please stand and be recognized by the group. Thank you, Jim. You're great. Carol and I are familiar with the Gordon Ship Award, Citizen of the Year, but never thought it would come to the Lobergs. There's a strong connection, though, between the Lobergs and the Ship family. And I've been around long enough, believe it or not, to have had the pleasure of meeting Gordon S. Ship, whom this award is named after when he lived on Dolton Drive. Mr. Ship's leadership and contributions to Mississauga have left a lasting legacy for all of us to enjoy for years upon years. We got to know Gordon's son, Harold, and June, of course, through social business contacts. And Carol and I were introduced to Harold and June's family, Gord Jr. Catherine, who's here. Catherine, where are you? Over, you could stand up, Catherine. I had a lovely note from Victoria, Catherine's sister today, who is really toughing it out on a cruise ship in the Med. At a brand new ship, she said that it's only the third voyage of the ship and the elevators aren't working. I said it must be really tough to be toughing it out in the middle of the Med. But we've become very good friends of Gordon and Catherine and Victoria. And by the way, just as show you what a small world it is, Carol taught Victoria's son Daryl in grade 1 at Sawmill Valley Public School. So speaking of Harold, it reminds me of the commitment that Harold personally had to community service and the relationship he had with my father. Both my dad and Harold were very active in Kiwanis. My dad in Niagara and Harold here in Mississauga and Toronto. And while I was president of the Mississauga Clarkson Kiwanis Club, Dad introduced me to Harold and June at a Kiwanis convention, and the rest is history. So I came by community service naturally, as my dad and Mom were very active doing volunteer civic work in Niagara. And as I mentioned, Dad was deeply involved in Kiwanis, but also was on the founding board of Shaw Festival and the founding governor of Brock University. My mom was the first woman chair of the Niagara Falls Chamber of Commerce and sat on the board of the Ontario Chamber. Just a few highlights of their community service. So my parents were great role models for me to understand how important it is to give back to the communities where our family has lived and worked. Carol and I moved to Mississauga 52 years ago, believe it or not, before many of you were born, and 3 years before Mississauga was created. But we knew this is where we wanted to live and raise our kids. Carol and I have seen tremendous growth since the city was formed, and we're pleased to be part of it. I've enjoyed, for the most part, my personal and our family's involvement in the city over the years. And I'm not going to bore you with a description of all my involvement with the city over the years, but suffice to say, I've tried to leave all organization I was involved with better off than when I found them. But I do want to take a moment to thank some people who have helped me along the way and who need to be recognized. Again, thanks to Mike and the Mississauga Real Estate Board for their ongoing annual sponsorship of the awards presented here at City Hall today. Thanks to Amy Chan for bugging me to get my photo taken and doing an exceptional job considering what she had to work with. And a special thanks to all our friends who have traveled from far and wide to be here today. It means a lot to us to have you here to be part of the celebration along with all our other guests. Thanks to my wonderful neighbors who have taken the time to join us today and make our neighborhood such a delightful place to live. And over the years, I've had a lot of help from the city, including a number of councils and councillors, but in particular, city managers Dave O'Brien, Janice Baker, Paul Mitchum, and currently the newly appointed Sherry Lichterman, who's sitting right over there. Hi, Sherry. Thanks to all. I just want to take a moment to thank the board of Electra, a company I'm very proud of, and CEO Brian Benz for their support and guidance they've given over the past 6 years since the creation of Electra. Is Brian here? Don't see him standing. No? Okay, well, I'll pass my thanks along to him later. Special shout out to Mayor Crombie who among other things sits on the board of Electra, as she's mentioned earlier, and is a significant contributor to the company's success. Thanks, Bonnie, for all you've done. My sister Ann and her husband Jim and nephews Chris and Mike are here today. Do you want to stand, please? Where are you? Just say hi to them. And I thank them for all the support they've given me over the years through thick and thin. Now, I know I'm biased when I say we have the best in the world daughter, son-in-law, and grandkids. Now I'm getting a little emotional here. But daughter Liz, son-in-law Steve, granddaughter Haley, and grandson Jake are here today, and I'd like them to stand. Not only are they a wonderful family, but they're great friends and bring joy and happiness to Carol and me each and every day. And of course, I want to thank my wife Carol for all the support, guidance, and comfort she's given me for the past 64 years. Wow. How's that? Yeah. I won't ask you to stand because it's already being recognized. But there's an old cliche that says behind every great man there's a great woman. In our case, we can say about Carol, that behind every great woman there's an adoring husband. Thanks, my dear. Finally, let me say that this day would have been perfect for me if there had been two other people here today. My friend Hazel, who I got to know so well through my community activities, and our son Brian, who was my biggest cheerleader through the years. Hazel would have been so proud of my award and would have no doubt wanted to be here. I'm sure she wouldn't have missed the opportunity to say a few or probably a lot of words about all the awards received today. Hopefully both are looking down and toasting my award. Hazel with a gin and tonic. It used to be sherry. And Brian with a nice cold beer. So in closing, as much as I'm proud and honored to receive this award, I didn't do it alone. I had tons of help from many who shared my vision for a better Mississauga, and we worked shoulder to shoulder with the same goals in mind. So to all of the community volunteers, young and old, I say, way to go, keep up the good work, and I'm delighted to share this award with all of you. Thanks so much. What are we doing?
I want to get a picture here, so. As Norm said earlier, he and I have sat on the board, a number of boards, and I tell you, watching him in action is incredible. He's a great mentor and that wonderful North Star that just has the amazing guiding principles that we all admire and respect. And Jim, what a great choice, sir. Awesome. Well deserved. Well deserved. Thank you. All right, folks, that wraps it up. Thank you again for being here. Thank you to all the volunteers. Thank you for all that you do in our community, for making it a better place for us to live, work, raise, and do all the other great things of our great city. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. God bless each and every one of you. Take lots of pictures. The mayor's here. You're still here for a little bit? She's here. Yeah, take lots of pictures. All right. Well, I can tell you a few things, but that's a different... There is food, coffee, water, all of that stuff. Have a wonderful evening. God bless you all.